Welcome to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com, your daily Bollywood news. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. And we have to start with the Astroverse, because the timelines are finally, maybe, possibly starting to firm up.
You sound so confident.
Yes, reports are swirling that Brahmastra 2 is officially on the cards, with Ranbir Kapoor set to begin shooting in April 2027. April 2027. I just want everyone to sit with that for a moment. That is not next year, or the year after that. It's the year after that. It is a ways away. The plan, apparently, is for Ranbir to finish his work on Yutesh Tiwari's Ramayana Part 2 first, and then dive headfirst back into the world of Astras. Which makes sense. You can't exactly juggle two epics of that scale simultaneously.
No, you'd probably show up on the wrong set wearing the wrong mythological accessory. But it's exciting. I mean, Brahmastra Part 1 Shiva came out in 2022, so if Part 2 starts filming in 2027 and comes out in, let's say, late 2028, that's a 6-year gap.
That's a cinematic universe taking its sweet time to be built. But I think that's the point, isn't it? Ayan Mukherjee isn't rushing this. He's building something massive, and that requires a long runway. The report says he's in the thick of active prep and scripting right now, and the casting rumors are the best part. Of course, Alia Bhatt is set to reprise her role as Isha, but the big question everyone had after Part 1 was about Dev's parents, and the big news is that Ayan is reportedly in talks with Deepika Padukone for a major role in the sequel, which feels like the most obvious and also the most perfect casting imaginable. The little glimpse we got of her in the first film was enough to set the internet on fire for months. The idea of her and Ranbir sharing the screen in that context is just cinematic gold waiting to happen. It is. And it makes the whole narrative so much richer. It's not just about Shiva's journey forward, but about understanding the past that created him. Getting an actress of Deepika's caliber to flesh out that history, it elevates the whole franchise. Absolutely. So we have a potential start date, we have our lead pair returning, and we have the tantalizing possibility of Deepika Padukone joining the fold. I'm willing to be patient for that. Mark your calendars for, well, just keep your calendars open, I guess. Just pencil it in for some time in the late 2020s. We'll be here. We'll be ready. We will. Now, let's move from a film of the future to the films of the present and check in on the box office. It's a real mixed bag out there this week.
It really is. On the one hand, you have a certified hit with Suriya's Vishwanath and Sons. It's doing fantastic business. After 6 days, it sailed past the 75 crore milestone and is closing in on 90 crores for its first week. That is so strong. And get this for a statistic. It only needs about 3.6 more crore to break into Suriya's top 5 highest grossing films in India. That's a huge achievement. It speaks to his incredible consistency and the connection he has with the audience. People show up for a Suriya film, and it seems like this one in particular has really struck a chord. The reviews have called it a feel-good winner. There was also a really touching moment at a recent press event for the film. Radhika Sarath Kumar, who co-stars, revealed that Suriya went through mental battles and praised him for his dedication and the film's success. It's a reminder of the personal investment that goes into these projects. It absolutely is, and it makes the success feel even more earned. When you hear about the personal challenges an artist overcomes to create something that brings joy to so many, it adds a whole other layer of appreciation. So a huge congratulations to Suriya and the whole team, definitely. And from one success story to another, let's talk about Awarapan 2. Oh, the comeback kid of the year. Imran Hashmi's film is on an absolute tear. It held strong on Wednesday, its 6th day, and has now netted over 106 crores at the Indian box office. That is phenomenal. And it's not just a domestic success. Overseas, it's just become the 8th highest Bollywood grosser of 2026. It's a bona fide super hit. What I love about this story is that it's a redemption arc for the franchise itself. The original Awarapan from 2007 was a commercial flop, even though it gained a cult following over the years. To see the sequel come back almost 2 decades later and become one of the biggest hits of the year is just fantastic. It's a testament to the power of that cult following and Imran Hashmi's enduring appeal. And of course, the writer Bilal Siddiqui is already being asked about Awarapan 3, thanks to an open-ended climax. So this story might not be over yet. And a little side note on this success, with Awarapan 2 being a hit, Disha Patani has now crossed the 1,000 crore milestone at the box office in the post-COVID era. That's a massive number. Wow, that's incredible. Good for her. It's always great to see these cumulative successes being tracked.
Okay, so we've had the good news. Now we have to turn to the other side of the box office coin. Yes, we do. That Wara 1947, starring Sunny Deol and produced by Aamir Khan, is really struggling.
It's tough to see. On day 6, it collected just over 1 crore, bringing its total to around 28 crores. The reports are calling that a disastrous total for a big-budget Sunny Deol film, and it's hard to argue with that assessment.
It is. The reviews seem to suggest a film with its heart in the right place, but one that couldn't quite stick the landing. Words like well-intentioned and moving are being used, but they're paired with stilted execution. And that's a tricky combination. An audience can forgive a lot if a film is entertaining, and they can forgive a lot if a film is powerful and well-made. But when it falls into that middle ground of good intentions that don't quite translate, it's hard to gain momentum, especially for a historical period drama. It's a genre that requires so much buy-in from the audience. You have the star power with Sunny Deol, you have the production pedigree with Aamir Khan backing it, but sometimes the pieces just don't click into place at the box office.
It's a stark reminder that there are no sure things in this industry. You can have all the right ingredients and still not end up with a hit. It's a tough break for everyone involved.
It is. Hopefully it finds its audience later on streaming. Let's shift gears from what's in theaters now to what's coming down the pipeline. There's some very interesting casting news.
Ooh, I love this stuff. Tell me more.
First up, we have a very unexpected pairing. Saif Ali Khan and Kiara Advani are set to star in a supernatural thriller backed by Excel Entertainment.
Saif and Kiara?
I would never have put them together in my head, but now that you say it, I'm completely intrigued, right? They both have such different energies. Saif has that cool, sophisticated, sometimes menacing vibe, and Kiara has this very bright, warm presence. Putting them in a supernatural thriller together could be brilliant. I'm picturing it now. He could be the haunted skeptic, she could be the one who sees the ghosts, or maybe they're both the ghosts. Who knows? Excel Entertainment usually has a good eye for this kind of project, so I'm very curious to see how this shapes up. Me too. And speaking of interesting projects, Kiara also shared a little behind-the-scenes tidbit from her film Toxic. She said the experience pushed her out of her comfort zone and helped her discover new skills. I love hearing that. It's easy to think of actors just showing up and saying their lines, but for so many, it's a constant process of learning and growing. Good for her for embracing the challenge. Absolutely. Now, from new skills to a potential new career path, there's a buzz around Dhanush. Don't tell me he's becoming a professional singer. Not quite. The question being asked is Dhanush entering politics?
Wow, okay. Where is this coming from? It's stemming from a recent comment made by the music composer G.V. Prakash Kumar. He said something that got fans curious and set the speculation machine into motion.
It wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world, especially given the history of major stars from South Indian cinema making that transition. We just saw Dalapati Vijay's final film, Jananayagan, wrap up its theatrical run with a massive 325 crore worldwide gross as he prepares for his political journey.
Exactly. It's a well-trodden path. For now, it's just a question sparked by a comment, but it's definitely one to watch. Dhanush has such a massive, dedicated fan base, he'd certainly be a formidable figure if he chose to go that route. For now, he's still very much in the film world. He's got that big Sanjay Leela Bhansali film coming up, possibly with Kareena Kapoor Khan, so he's not hanging up his acting boots just yet. Not by a long shot. Okay, let's look even further into the future. You thought 2027 for Brahmastra 2 was planning ahead? The industry is already setting up the big Eid clash for 2027.
Oh, of course they are. They've probably got the Diwali 2030 clash mapped out in a secret vault somewhere. Who's going head-to-head?
It's a clash of titans. We're looking at Prabhas's film Spirit versus a Salman Khan project currently titled SVC 63.
Prabhas versus Salman for Eid? That is a heavyweight bout. The box office is going to buckle.
It's the kind of advanced planning that is both insane and completely logical for the industry. You have to stake your claim on those big holiday weekends years in advance. It's like booking a wedding venue. A very, very expensive wedding venue where the two families are actively trying to outperform each other with fireworks. It'll be fascinating to watch that develop over the next 3 years. It will indeed. All right, let's move from the future to some present-day industry drama, and this one goes back a few years. Okay, I'm ready. An FIR has reportedly been filed against director Indra Kumar and producer Ashok Takaria over an alleged fraud case involving the rights to their 2007 hit comedy Dhamal.
Wow, Dhamal?
That film is ancient in Bollywood years. What's the allegation? The complaint alleges a fraud of 1.50 crores. A company claims they were sold the rights, but it seems there's a major dispute over who actually holds them.
The filmmakers have issued an official statement, and it seems like it's going to be a messy legal battle. It's always so complicated when it comes to film rights, especially for older movies. The paperwork, the chain of ownership, it can become a real tangled web over the years.
It really can. And it's a sober reminder of how crucial that behind-the-scenes legal framework is. A film's life doesn't end when it leaves the cinema. The rights and revenues are a legacy that can last for decades, and so can the disputes.
That's a very good point. And speaking of legacy and old stories, another one has resurfaced. Did you hear the one about Yash Chopra and Akshay Kumar?
From Dil To Pagal Hai?
Tell me. The story goes that Akshay Kumar was reportedly not paid for his cameo in the film. He was apparently quite miffed about it, and as a result, decided not to work with Yash Raj Films again for another 11 years.
Wow, an 11-year gap over a cameo payment?
That's some serious commitment to a grudge, if true. It's one of those bits of industry lore that pops up every now and then. It's interesting to look back at, though. It reflects a different time, a different way of doing business. I imagine contracts and payments for guest appearances are a lot more formalized now. One would hope. You don't want to get on the wrong side of a major star over a guest spot. It just goes to show, relationships are everything in this business, and they can be built or broken over the smallest things. Very true. And that brings us to another legal story that's very much in the present, the controversy around the film Kala Hiran and Salman Khan.
Right. This has been going on for a bit. To recap, Salman Khan filed a case alleging that the film's promotional material violated his personality rights and was harming his reputation. The Delhi High Court agreed and ordered the makers to take down the teaser.
But it's not over. The producer, Amit Jani, has now taken the fight to the next level. He's approached the Supreme Court to challenge the High Court's order. So this is escalating. The concept of personality rights is still relatively new and developing in Indian law, so this is a really significant case. It's about how much control a public figure has over the use of their name, likeness, and life story, even when it's fictionalized. Exactly. It's a landmark case, really. The outcome could set a major precedent for celebrities and filmmakers for years to come. Whatever the Supreme Court decides, it will have big implications for the entire industry. It certainly will. We'll be keeping a close eye on that one. Okay, let's move on from the courtroom to something a little more earthy. Earthy? Where are you going with this? To the farm. Varun Dhawan has some big personal news. He just bought a farm. A farm? Like with soil and plants and everything?
That's the general idea, yes. He posted a picture of himself enjoying some tea and biscuits on his new land and called it the biggest achievement of my life. He wrote, "Maine khet liya hai," which means I've bought a field. You know what? I love that. In an industry obsessed with box office numbers and 100 crore clubs, for him to say that his biggest achievement is buying a piece of land is so refreshing and grounding, isn't it? It's a different kind of success metric. It's not about public validation. It's about a personal sense of accomplishment and putting down roots. I think that's really lovely. Me too. It's wholesome content. Good for him. I hope he has a wonderful time farming or, supervising the farming, whatever his involvement may be. I'm sure he'll find the right balance. Now, from the very grounded to the unbelievably lavish. Oh, this sounds fun. Salman Khan's sister, Arpita Khan Sharma, owns a luxury restaurant, and some of the prices on the menu are making headlines. How pricey are we talking? Well, their popular fish dish will set you back a cool 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees for a fish. I hope it comes with a solid gold fork. What else? If you're feeling particularly thirsty, the most expensive bottle of champagne on the menu is priced at 1,88,550 rupees. Okay, you lost me. My brain can't even process that number for a beverage. Who is ordering that? And can I be friends with them? Just for one evening? It's a glimpse into a whole other world, isn't it? It's mind-boggling. But clearly, there's a market for it. Clearly. I'll just stick with my water, thank you very much. That is wild. It really is. Okay, let's wrap up with a couple of nice feel-good stories from our favorite actors. First up, Vijay Varma. Love him. What's he up to? He's working on a film called Antony with Sunny Deol, and he was talking about the experience. He said it's an amazing opportunity because he's getting to work with someone whose movies he used to go to the theater and whistle for. Aww, that's the best. It's that full circle moment. The fan who becomes the colleague. You can tell it genuinely means a lot to him. It really does. He's had such a fantastic career trajectory, and hearing him still have that sense of awe and respect for a senior actor like Sunny Deol is just wonderful. It's a great reminder that no matter how successful you become, you never forget the heroes who inspired you in the first place. Perfectly said. And finally, a quick and touching note from Junior NTR. He shared a beautiful tribute on Instagram to his pet dog Bagheera, who recently passed away. Aw, that's so sad. Losing a pet is just heartbreaking.
It is. He called Bagheera family and thanked him for 4 beautiful years of love and loyalty. He shared some lovely pictures, and it was just a very human, very moving post. Our hearts go out to him and his family.
Absolutely. It's a tough loss. It's a sad note to end on, but also a beautiful one that reminds us of the simple, profound connections in life.
It does indeed. And that's a wrap on our headlines for today.
From the astronomical timelines of the Astroverse to the price of a fish dish, we've covered it all.
We certainly have. Thanks for tuning in.
Headlines to Heartbeats Tuck. You've been listening to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com. Come back tomorrow. Namaste.